So happy Chinese New Year, everyone. Did all of you eat much more than you normally do and gain some weight?
Yes.
Yeah, I did, sadly. Okay, so it is a time that we review our past and set some goals for New Year. So today I'm proposing a new lifestyle for you. It is be a food saver. So as it is a proposal, I will go through my presentation that's more structurally, starting from introducing what is a food saver and why and how can we save the food, and maybe we can evaluate some cause and effect of food saving. Okay, so the first time when I heard about the food saver, this concept, it's when I studied in Denmark. So it is a day that I finished all my exams and decided to treat myself with a luxury buffet restaurant. And at the time, I almost finished my food, and it is a time that the buffet almost closed. So I saw a lot of people taking a lunch box with them and hurry up to the restaurant, and they start packing some food from the buffet plate. And they pack the lunch box and then they pay from their cell phone quickly after they pack it. So what is this? It is the service provided by an app called Too Good To Go. It provides the people to collect the last minute's food that's sold by the restaurant with a cheap price. So what is a food saving? Food saving is actually to rescue those food that's from being waste. Take this for example, is these people who carry the lunch box save the food from being thrown away just because the restaurant is going to close. Okay, so there's some fact. For the World Bank statistic in 2018, there are more than 44% of the waste that are food and grains accounted for the total waste of the global. And also for the United Nations, they counted 1/3 of the food that we produce are actually being waste or lost. So the food that's waste or lost is a huge problem that may occur during the food that are just produced or that are in the consumer level. That, for example, in the developing country, most of the food, like 40% of the food, are lost during their harvesting or processing the food. And in developed country, the food loss, also 40%, are happening in the consumer level. So it is a huge problem, and in developed country, we just throw away the food that are not being bought or not being eaten at home or in the restaurant. So how about Taiwan? According to Taiwan's EPA, Environmental Protection Administration's statistic, that's almost 600,000 tons of food that are thrown away annually, and it's almost equal to 13.5 thousands of Taipei 101 stacking up together. Yeah, and sadly, that we have more than 180,000 people that are starving, and this percentage is still growing each year. Yeah, so we are constantly being taught that in the next generation or future generation there are not enough food. But the problem is not that we cannot produce enough food, but it is because of distribution, that we don't have the proper distribution method to distribute all the food to the people who is in need. Indeed, it sounds like a huge problem that is hard to solve, and it requires a whole industry to transform. But actually, what we can do, and all the big change started from people's needs and the change of our mindsets. So the mindset of food saving is actually to ask for the provider to provide us with a more reasonable food distribution. So Now I'm going to provide you some simple steps to start with the simple mindset of being a food saver. And the first one is order what you needed. There are lots of times we are attracted by the marketing campaign that's, for example, buy two get one free, and we actually buy much more than what we actually need and we want. And sometimes in the concept of Chinese or Taiwanese mindset, that's every time we are holding a gathering, we order much more to show our means. So actually, you just keep in mind that a new fashion and new value for this age is 空盘 might be 更有面子. So just don't order so much. And second, okay, I forgot to bring my tools. But yeah, like when you bought some food and you will see the labeling of the date. So many of times that it's not the expiration date, but it's actually the best before date. So it is actually not the date that you really need to eat it, or it will get bad. You can still eat it and you can still buy it. And third, choose the ugly food. It is natural that we all like something look nice, but for food, it might be actually more natural and more healthier because it has less pesticide. And fourth, we are actually starting to have some small business and even the big retailers starting to take this action as they start selling the food that's almost reached the expiration date, and they also sell the ugly food that's with less price. So choose them and support them to shop at their place. So let's do some simple math. That's how much it costs for being a food saver. Is actually maybe I think more for each time I purchase. So it's 1 minute more and 5 minutes more for a day and 40 minutes more for a week. Well, it's not enough. And how about the money? We actually save maybe 10% more by purchasing this ugly food or expirational food. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, yes.